Hey everyone, I'm Christina from Big Beautiful Sky. Welcome. I hope you're doing really well. And let's talk about the energy of August. Enjoy August before the September eclipses. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because August is a really pivotal month. And yes, there's some tricky energy in August, but it's really, really exciting. And September is or could be incredibly challenging. So, we want to enjoy August, and I'm going to talk to you about the energy of August, especially the energy that is super ripe for creation or manifestation. Okay. So, before we dive in, here's an overview. There's a really volatile full moon on the 9th, along with a Mars Saturn opposition. So, just mark that on your calendar, be careful and use that energy to your advantage. And we'll talk about how later on. Venus is in Cancer and she's conjunct Jupiter on the 11th. The same day, Mercury goes direct. So that's a super cool day. There is an outer planetary alignment at 1 degree on the 21st and a very wild card Virgo new moon on August 22nd. So overall, it feels like a fun month, especially once we get past that full moon. But first, before we get into the weeds with the astrology, let's talk about Venus. Venus is getting worked this month, and I really want you to focus on all things that Venus represents because she's going on this transformational journey, and I want you to go along with her. So she left Gemini on July 31st and she entered Cancer, and at 0 degrees was immediately hit by a square to Saturn and Neptune and Aries. So if at the beginning of the month, love, money, relationships that felt sort of challenged or restricted with Saturn, that's fine. That's normal. That definitely could have been the situation. So don't feel bad. Or there could have been this alternative reality where, if the hard things popped up, you went into sort of this world of delusion and escapism because of that square to Neptune. So either or both could have happened for you. And if it did, that's okay. But it's time to dust yourself off and get back to work because Venus, the planet of love, relationships, beauty, pleasure, money, and value, is in Cancer this month. And it's a water sign ruled by the moon. So Venus is asking you to evaluate your emotional relationships. Now, not those with just other people, but the one you have with yourself as well. And specifically, your relationship to money. How do you relate to money? What is valuable to you? And what value do you offer yourself? And at the same time, what value do you offer to other people? So, for example, if you're running a business, this might be a good time to get clear on what you're charging, what services you offer, how you present yourself, what is your brand? Specifically look at what house Cancer is in your chart and what Venus is asking you to do there in this sector of your life. But ultimately, the deeper question is, what is your relationship to feminine energy and your ability to receive? So that's what Venus is asking you this month. But on the 11th, she's conjunct Jupiter, which is one of the best aspects of the month. And at the same day, Mercury, which has been retrograde since July 18th, stations direct. So, but use the beginning of the month to kind of focus on those themes we talked about. And on this day, I really want you to focus on what matters most and put those wheels in motion toward whatever you might have ruminated over the past few weeks, because Mercury's been retrograde. So it's a great time to review. So you might have been making a little to-do list. And now that you've had time to get clear on your values and what gives your life meaning and where you might need to, improve your relationship with yourself or with others, or, even with your business, start to follow that thread, start to take action. On August 25th, Venus enters Leo. And then the following day, she's sextile Uranus and Gemini. She's trine Neptune and Saturn in Aries, and she's opposing Pluto in Aquarius. So she's basically getting hit with what I call the outer planetary alignment at 1 degree. So it's like she's getting all this energy blasted into her, and it's an upgrade. And it might feel one of two ways. It might feel uncomfortable because harsh truths and brutal reality are coming up for you to look at and deal with. But it could also be like the blast off launching pad because you've had the whole month to get in alignment with all things Venusian. So that's why I'm saying at the beginning of the month, really focus on your emotional needs, your value, what you offer, love, money, relationships, all those things, because this outer planetary alignment, some people call it other things, but Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto are all at 1 degree. So because the outer planets are in alignment, what's happening now is you're being asked to get into alignment. Venus is being asked to get into alignment. Everything needs to align. And now, what can happen when you're out of alignment is things feel hard, or things don't work, or something's difficult. It doesn't necessarily mean it's, all your fault and you're doing something wrong. It's just you're being shown where you're out of alignment, and it's time to pivot. So I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, but really use the beginning of the month to focus on everything I talked about. So when you get to the end of the month, you're ready and you're in alignment as much as you can be. So the other thing that, yes, Venus is getting worked, but so is Mars. So the big story this month is the full moon on August 9th at 16 degrees Aquarius. So not only is it a full moon, but Mars is in Libra at 1 degree, directly opposite Saturn and Aries. So look, Mars is also opposite Neptune. It's trine Uranus and Gemini, and it's trine Pluto. So again, it's being hit by that outer planetary alignment. So like Venus, Mars is getting a workover, and Mars is that masculine drive energy, that the action, the desire, the anger, the aggression, that needs to be channeled, and that needs to be put into alignment in a similar way to Venus, right? So because it's Mars, though, and it's directly opposite Saturn, it almost feels like it's being blocked. Saturn's the planet of restriction. So all this energy wants to come through. It's getting hit with, from Uranus, it's getting hit from Pluto. Like things want to expand, but then Saturn sort of forcing it not to. So there's a lot of heightened energy, but it's almost like it doesn't know where to go. So just take it slow from between the 8th to the 10th of August. And if strong emotions do come up, find an outlet and find a safe way to process them. And that might be doing something, running, swimming, jumping, taking a karate class. I don't know, but you're going to have to exercise that energy out of you. Be vigorous. And if it feels difficult or overwhelming, please reach out. I'm here. I can help you process those emotions. But I really want you to pay attention, because not only is this going to come through you individually, but it's going to be, a collective manifestation as well. So just plan ahead and take note, and, make sure you're safe and everything's okay. No major crazy decisions on the full moon or around the full moon. Let cooler minds prevail. So anyways, after the full moon, Mercury is direct after the 11th, but it hits Mars again at 5 degrees on August 14th, and then again at 6 degrees on the 17th. So the Mars story doesn't really finish up until the 14th and 17th, when Mercury, it's almost like Mercury is asking Mars, okay, are you done? Did you get rid of all that stuff? Are you in alignment? Let me know. It could be that there's more you need to see. And because, Mars is in detriment in Libra, it's very passive aggressive. So I wouldn't be surprised if more things pop up a little bit later in the month after that full moon. Now, like I said earlier, on August 21st, we have one of the most exciting transits of the year, of the millennia. I mean, this is kind of epic, and I'm calling it the outer planetary alignment. We've already discussed why. People have other names for it, but I think it's a big freaking deal. Like, it's huge, it's super rare, it never happens. I'm grateful to be alive to experience it. It feels like a massive turning point, kind of like in 2020, where once we cross this threshold, there is no going back. So retrograde Pluto hits 1 degree on August 21st, putting it exactly trine Uranus at 1 degree Gemini and sextile Neptune at 1 degree Aries. So this is going to last for about 26 days from the 21st to September 15th. And what's really interesting is this energy is taking us through the eclipses in September. So it's like massive transformation. It is massive breakthrough potentials across like all aspects of life. Okay. So when we really look at what this formation means, I see it as a giant leap in human evolution and consciousness. And we have to make this giant leap because technology is blasting off, right? But our mental awareness and our ability to foresee or understand what this power means for us and for humanity is really not being fully recognized. So I almost feel like we're standing at a crossroads where, AI specifically is almost, it's threatening to dismantle and absorb almost every aspect of our reality. So we're being asked, what path are we going to take? I mean, the power of AI to transform our reality into almost a utopia where every human's basic needs are cared for is possible. It could allow us to focus on things like evolving consciousness. What does it mean to be human? What other skills or talents do humans have? Why are we here? We could cure so many diseases, if not all of them, end starvation, advance science, or we can continue to let evil, money hoarding, power hungry psychopaths control technology and decide who benefits and who does not, thus ushering us all into a dystopian era. Now, that might sound really black or white, but I feel like it kind of is right now. Maybe there's a middle road. I kind of just don't even want to tread that road. I want to go full utopia. So I want to expand consciousness. I want to cure diseases. I don't want people starving. I want to harness the power of technology, or I will, or I am. Like, let's use powerful language here to create a fairer, balanced, and harmonious world. Okay. But this takes strength, courage, and it requires you and I to take responsibility for the future and for our part in it. Okay. So the choice is ours, but the outcome is really precarious. And right now, specifically because of that alignment, we're being asked to completely let go of the old world, the old way of doing things, the old way of being, thinking, and surviving. This outer planetary alignment is ushering in a completely new frequency that is forcing you to reinvent yourself and in the process, the entire world. Okay. So it's just massive and it feels amazing and it feels expansive and it feels big. It can feel really scary too, because it's all about change. So one of the things that you really need to be aware of is, okay, where am I being asked to change? How am I being asked to change? What change can I make right now that maybe doesn't scare me so much that I get stuck and trapped? Okay. Because change is the goal right now. I'm really committed. So you need to be committed. We all need to be committed to allowing change to come in, but we need to be pointing in the direction that benefits not just us, but everyone. So on August 22nd, the sun enters Virgo and we have a new moon at 0 degrees square Uranus at 1 degree Gemini. So a lot of people think Virgo's, maybe not the most exciting of signs, but with this squared Uranus, I think it's going to be a bit more fun than we expect. So just take a note of that day as well. I also think this new moon is very fertile ground. From here, we enter the eclipse window. And it's just such an amazing time to get clear on the life you want and who you want to be. It's super potent for creation and manifestation because eclipses offer us all a portal. And once you step through, the transformational potential is super heightened. I mean, during eclipses, people, places, and things that aren't meant for you will be eclipsed, will be removed, like gone. And that opens you up to new opportunities and new discoveries. So get really clear on what you want on this new moon and, harness the power of Virgoan hard work and purification, and let go of what no longer serves you or nurtures the person that you want to become, because August is a crazy pivotal month. Like I said, it's really fertile ground. So plant seeds and, you know, focus on creating alignment. It couldn't be more pivotal. So we're going from these like the bright golden rays of the Leonine sun to the sort of moist, loamy earth of Virgo and the goddess of the harvest. So what you sow in August is what you reap in September during those eclipses. And I mean, August and September could be months of instantaneous transformation and manifestation. So choose wisely and take advantage of the next year. I mean, with so much planetary action, the energy is supporting change. So take big leaps, take risks, and reap the rewards. And if you need help processing big emotions or stuck energy, if you just need a reading to figure out, where I go from here, please reach out. I'm at bigbeautifulsky.com and I'm here to help. All the best.